Welcome to Rauta. This is a cruise from Ahvenanmaa to Turku. So from the islands or archipelago to the main Finnish territory. And here we are at Viking Line cruising ship, a band you already might know and you probably should know if you have any kind of understanding or slight interest even in folky metal. I say folky because folk metal would sound a little bit off, but you'll probably understand it once we get there. However, this time we have a special thing before the introduction, and it's a giveaway. I got the CD with some nice autographs for you people, and I will randomly select a winner within 24 hours once this interview is out. So I'm going to reward one of you very, very active fans. So if you want to win this CD, drop a comment about Finntroll, like what is your favorite song or whatever. Something related to the band, and you might have a chance to win this one. But now, enough intro stuff. Let's introduce these guys. Sir, please state your name and what are you doing in the band?
I'm Matthias Vret Lilmons. I'm the singer of Finntroll.
And you, sir?
I'm Mikael Rauta, guitarist in Finntroll, stage right.
So, now with the official introduction, we'll get back to the folkier part. Now, in terms of black metal and black metal adjacent bands, it can be a little bit different territory whether we are talking about the satanic bands and the bands that are kind of like on the outer rim or out of the smaller boundaries when it comes to the band. How would you define Finntroll as a band to someone who is like, so what is this band all about? I want to know, what the fuck is this genre?
Oh, well, we have never been that kind of band that want to put us in any kind of box. You know, we're a metal band.
Boxless band.
Yeah, boxless band. Or maybe several boxes. But in the roots, we are black metal with a little bit of like punk attitude. But we also have a lot of folk influences. We also have a lot of other influences like old school death metal and stuff like that. But folk
soundtrack influences.
Soundtracks, yeah.
Influences can come pretty much from anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to define kind of like what type of music we are.
But for library purposes and database purposes, you kind of have to have certain tags. So if somebody was like, okay, I'm going to search this in a music record store, if people anyway go to those places, or just start, Googling like, I want to find this Finnish band that plays what?
Hey, we actually got imprinted with this new genre called troll metal.
Okay, troll metal.
Yeah.
So obviously that is very much, those two main ingredients are already in the name. Yeah. So even the slowest person in the room can kind of figure out, okay, this band is from Finland and it has something to do with the trolls. Now, do you care to elaborate, because you've been so long time in the band and being like he nicely put it, hanging around with the band prior to joining the band. Mm-hmm. So can you elaborate this troll thing? Why there are trolls needed in a band? Why do you have those fancy ears and stuff?
Well, let's get to the ears later. But the story is actually quite long. Like where even the name Finntroll comes from.
Okay.
It's like it's I can't remember who, but some Viking chief was. They were doing the
Crusades from Sweden,
from Sweden to Finland.
They were Christian, I think, Finland back then.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And there's actually found like diary from that crusade that they says like we tried to embark on Finnish soil, but it was full of Finn trolls. We couldn't get there. They chases us away, and like they are huge creatures with evil eyes and want to rip us apart.
Yeah.
So that hence the name Finntroll.
It's kind of other way to say Finnjävel in a way.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so these are very, very pagan-oriented or origins in the name. Now, obviously, the troll part has become also the part of the show, part of photos and all that stuff. So you need to have some kind of, troll mindset when you go on stage and pick your instruments. Was it hard when you go remembering the back in the days when you joined the band? Like, okay, this is not your ordinary metal band with the leather jackets and band shirts, but you actually have to go into the troll role.
No, it was literally very natural for everyone in the band. Like it's like there was not like you have to go into the role. It's like, what the fuck, this is who we are, you know, no, it was very natural. I guess we're like a bit trollish.
In a very hard.
Yeah.
Obviously, talking about this troll subject with you as well, obviously people are, nowadays there are plenty of bands which have some kind of a LARPing thing, and by no means, I mean, this is like a negative or, any kind of that way, but kind of a pointing out that you have to have some kind of a out of your normal mundane life kind of a thing, and because it's your show. But you know what? Obviously, there are some trolls that were existing prior to Finntroll. Like Mortis, among others.
And Norway's troll.
Yeah. So do you ever get like these weird questions like, are you linked to that, or were you inspired by that, or have you already like proven that this is a very, very different breed of trolls than those other ones, or is there a troll scene or whatever? I know it's a weird question, but
I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, we did listen to Mortis back in the days, but it wasn't like, ooh, Mortis is a troll, we're gonna copy him.
Yeah.
But I think especially in 90s, like 90s, early 2000s, like all the guys in Finntroll and everyone was listening to a lot of like Norwegian black metal, but it was kind of like a bit different back then. It wasn't as in black metal Satan, like it was a bit more like, how would I say, maybe nature oriented in a way. Kind of like it, even in black metal those days there was a bit more of kind of like paganism.
Yeah, the kind of a pagan metal bands.
Than pure anti-Christian, stuff.
I think nowadays it's actually very variety. If you think about there are these clearly satanic bands, there are even political bands, there are these pagan heathen bands which are more about like history and pagan cultures, not so much about religions and stuff. And then you go even farther, it kind of goes into fantasy metal, which I guess would in a way also be something related to Finntroll. And what I'm mentioning is this, that I guess you must have some kind of a fan base who are into these topics which are not that usual, especially when lyrics are a big part of the band. How do you feel being separated or more unified with the other fantasy metal band, if you can call it that?
Oh, I mean, it's like, I don't think we've ever kind of like thought of ourselves as fantasy metal.
No,
but
never.
I very much do like the fans who are really into, let's say, fantasy or something, and they actually put the effort of, doing their own stuff. I mean, I really get inspired of people who actually like something so much that they are like living it,
that's what I mean.
Like getting really into it. So
yeah, and we have had on so many gigs like this World of Warcraft, for example, communities come together and watch our shows. And well, these guys, Tundra and Rauta, they were as well as Trollhorn. They're really big World of Warcraft fans. So they had these meetings,
We didn't have meetings, but
they had meetings and you were like guesting in those meetings sometimes on our gigs, and it was kind of like fun thing to do. And they could be really like big groups, and they had all these like dinners and stuff, and then they come to watch our shows.
Like conventions.
Exactly.
And of course we have a lot of like, more serious in a way, in like history LARPers, like Viking. People who like Viking Age and take it to like not in as in fantasy setting, but as in like how the history actually was.
You mean this kind of a historic reenactment?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, like sometimes those people try to put themselves in a box in a way, like oh, but we are not those LARPers. We are actually like real historians, or the other ways around. And I would say like, stop doing that. Just fucking, enjoy everything what the other people are doing.
Yeah.
Do you think you attract a different kind of breed of metal fans because of Finntroll's this kind of a storytelling nature of trolls and history?
Definitely.
Versus, their typical black metal band?
Yeah, definitely. And also, for some reason, we all about this, how to say, like, that you can come to our shows and you can have fun, it's not like typical black metal show.
You know, like let's go like hands
Yeah,
crossed.
yeah, exactly.
I'm enjoying this, but I'm not showing it, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
but more
it's
having fun.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes like an event, and you can have.
And it's been surprisingly common to hear this, like, you know, there is like, sometimes there is some people who take, let's say, black metal very seriously. They're like, it has to be like, you shouldn't, you know, wear fucking pointed ears or whatever. And some of their friends, let's say, they're like, hey, let's go to the Finntroll show. And there might be people who are like, I hate that folky band or whatever. And then they come to the show, see the show, actually listen to the music, not from the album or Spotify, but actually live. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you guys are so dark, or I didn't know you guys sound so good, or you know, like, they're actually surprised when they kind of like let go of their
expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
They're kind of like opening their minds, suddenly like, okay, it's actually better. I mean, been there with quite a few bands, so I definitely know. Early on, you were also featured, I mean, the Finntroll, not you personally, but Finntroll was also featured in this animated series, Metalocalypse, once upon a time, early on, and I think older people will definitely remember it.
Yeah.
What's the story getting into this American cartoon?
I have no idea how we got in there, but we met the guy in LA.
Yeah, they came to LA to our show. They were the team there. And I remember telling them that they spelled our name wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's with one N.
Yeah.
So it's, but yeah, we had a good time in LA.
Yeah, but I guess they actually put us in the show without us.
Yeah, no,
you know, like
nobody asked us anything.
Had anything to do with that.
Yeah.
So we met them after we were in the show. You know, like, what the hell? I was like,
yeah, and actually after that, we had a good after party in the tour bus and with the guys, and they came. We played somewhere in OC. I think it was Santa Ana or something the day after, and they actually came there as well.
Or was it the San Antonio show?
No, Santa Ana in Orange County.
Okay.
But yeah, they came the day after still, and like, we're so sorry. We're gonna make a new season, and then we're gonna spell it right.
I mean, it's a weird homage in a way. I was like very surprised, and of course, as a Finn myself, I was like, hey, you know, the hashtag Torille kind of a thing. It gave me reality. Like, hey, it's cool to see that kind of band, because obviously when people are thinking about Finnish metal band, it's usually something like Amorphis or Nightwish or whatever. Which takes us to the very next thing, which I'm talking about here, is numbers. Now, I often do this Rauta like history series about black metal and all, representing, you know, telling people about the older bands. I mean, bands that were founded in the 90s. And of course, then I kind of started crunching numbers, like how many followers there are on different social medias, how many spins there are based on Last.fm and all that stuff, which is interesting for a nerd like me, going after the numbers. And what I'm mentioning is that I was so surprised by the numbers. If I start comparing Finntroll to any of the bigger bands coming from Finland, it doesn't matter which platform it is, nobody comes even close to the popularity of Finntroll. How aware you are about this, like how big you are in terms of Finnish black metal adjacent black metal band, or was it something like, yeah, we know? I mean,
never
you
thought
never get
about
the feeling that you're actually so big.
Never.
I think our approach very much usually is like nobody knows us, and it's kind of like, well, you know, like we're from the band called Finntroll, you know, like very Finnish way, like
very humble.
Humble way.
We're still this, you know, small punk band, you know.
And then it's sometimes it's surprising that people know us, like, who doesn't even listen to metal. They are like, oh, I know the band, and you're like, what the hell, like,
But
it's
you've
weird.
been around almost 30 years now, and you have many albums too. So it was like kind of a given that you have gotten this popularity, success, and you've been touring a lot. Now, what I'm asking here, both of you, but let's start with you. How have things changed over the years since you have been making more albums, making more tours, and in a way growing?
Well, I wouldn't say growing, because I think we peaked something around like 2010, 11.
I think it goes in a way like 2011 we had like a lot of tours, a lot of
we
shows.
toured 200 days per year.
Wow.
Back then.
That's a lot.
We toured all over the world. We did
but nowadays I think we have less tours, less, in a way less
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. But the quality of the
Yeah,
shows.
exactly. The quality is that the venues are bigger.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like promoters seems to take us a bit more serious in a way. And I don't know why the difference is there, because we haven't done anything for it. Like we need this, we need that, blah blah. It's the same bunch of guys coming there.
Yeah.
But the quantity have changed to quality basically.
Well, that's a better direction, definitely.
And also inside the band, I mean, like we have taken a bit more serious approach, as in, not when you were like 20s, you get fucking drunk every night and
And
play
we
the
have
punk
set
shows
lists
and
nowadays,
So nowadays it's a bit more that we actually plan the shows and kind of like, hey, we want to change, play this song and continue to the next song without any, that there is no break over there. The first time you can drink or tune your guitar is going to be this song and blah blah.
So you're more professional in a way.
In a way, yeah. I mean, like, everything is still can happen on our shows, and things do happen, and it's not like end of the world if you have a bad day and you play bad, or like just getting a fucking brain fart and forget some riff or lyrics or something. It's not the end of the world, because we are there anyway to have fun, and we have never been a band that tries to sound exactly the same live as they sound on an album.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, we have very different kind of like what's the Sovitus arrangements.
Composition.
We have live versions of the songs.
Okay.
And
So we want to be a live band, not the band you come and listen like
Copy pasting the songs, like this is a playback.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. Any of those particular funny moments that have really kind of drilled their way in your mind, like this is the best thing or funniest thing that ever happened on a show? Do you have some good story to tell? Like
these are always the worst things, because you never
so
think
many,
about
But
anything.
I remember this one show. Can't remember where, but I remember.
Tell me, and I might remember where.
It was a big venue, and we had a intro playing, and we go on stage and we're like, doing the intro stuff, like and as soon as like, I think we didn't have back or in-ears back then, so someone was playing the drums and hit like starting tempo or clicks, and the power went out in the same. It's like, and it was complete silence, and we were like, what the fuck? And it took like, I don't know how long, like 10 minutes when they were fixing the power.
Wow.
And the same happened in the sauna as well in a few years back, when it was raining like hell and we kept losing power on stage all the time.
That was the Tampere Metal meeting.
Tampere
only
Metal
happened once.
meeting. Yeah. Well, same city.
Yeah, same city.
Well, I guess you have seen a lot of these unexpected situations.
Then we have a lot of these drunken stories on stage, which we are not proud, we are not aiming there, but sometimes happens when you have 200 shows, and those things, those are not in a way funny when they happen, because you're like,
of course,
funky hell.
Yeah, but looking back,
back, you're kind of like laughing at them.
They make a good chapter in the book. That is,
I'm not going to go to the details, because
but I have to tell one story from it was from Montreal, Heavy Montreal, the biggest metal festival in Canada.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
About when you start the song and the PA goes, but our guy that did our soundtrack back then, he forgot to put the PA on. So we started playing and the audience is like, what the fuck is happening? There was like maybe 25,000 people or something.
Just 25,000.
Yeah, and he was like, I could see him back there, like in the mixing tent. That he was like,
The show is actually on YouTube still.
Yeah, and he's like all the leverage. He's like pulling them, pushing them like to the max,
and nothing is happening.
And nothing is happening. And this local tech goes like,
you use the power button,
and the PA is like full on. It's like Heavy Montreal. They had Rob Zombie was headlining that day, so it's a
it's
a good size. Yeah, and full on volume on, and oh my god!
I guess that is the kind of event that really gets in your brain. Like, okay,
I thought I would get like heart attack.
Yeah, you probably
PA
got the
came-
fears extra. Like,
Yeah.
hey, talking about the very, very music of Finntroll is also interesting, and not to mention lyrical content, because of your band is kind of a unique. You have this one guy that seems to create all the songs, and you do this, you do that, but he never, or almost never, goes live. Or has it been, if I got the information correct, like 20 years?
Yeah.
What's the story of Trollhorn doing the music, but not exactly joining you guys live? I guess people kind of need and want to know that because it's very unique stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Tundra does a lot of music as well.
Yeah.
But with Trollhorn, it was he was on our first tour, I guess, and
Yeah.
he just fucking hates touring.
Yeah.
He hates flying.
Yeah.
He hates everything about basically playing live.
Yeah.
Maybe unless it's like you can
Yeah.
drive from home to the venue,
Yeah, exactly.
play a show and get the fuck out. But
I think it was like
as in like
10 years ago, or 8 years ago, he did a show with us when he played like banjo and
yeah, but that was in Helsinki.
Yeah, that was Tavasti.
Exactly.
But yeah,
But yeah, he really hates. He actually got like super anxious about playing live.
Yeah.
And that's why we got back in the days Virta to our band, because he could play the live keyboards. And then Virta kind of like became like official member because he'd been like playing with us like I don't know 7-8 years, and he was session guy.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? So we wanted him to play on albums as well, and then he got
well, he became a what's called veterinary, and now he's so overworked.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, he doesn't have time touring anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Real life gets into the way.
But still, it's him and Trollhorn. We have the keyboards on the backtrack.
Yeah.
It's both of them.
They're actually
Did-
played
yeah.
for the, they're not album versions. They're actually played kind of like for live purposes.
Yeah, it's like left, right from the keyboards.
Yeah.
This,
But coming back to the basic, back to the question. Trollhorn just hates traveling, hates touring.
Yeah, I remember he once told me that he kind of like gets scared of flying or something.
Yeah.
And that's when like I don't want to go there. Even though he went with me to a festival in Norway a couple of years back.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
so you come here, no problem, coming with me and his wife to see the bands live. But when it's your own show, you're like, fuck no.
well, he didn't.
But I mean, like we had like 150 flights in 6 months or something. So
That's quite different than once a year.
I think he can do one-offs, but
Well, he did the live album that is, for example, on Spotify.
Yeah.
oh, the Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam show. He plays on that one, and he flew in for that one.
Okay, that's great.
But yeah, for example. So
Now, talking of lyrics, however, it's also a little bit unusual. I mean, so many bands, been there, done that.
Yep.
It's usually the vocal guy. Okay, I'm going to take care of most of the lyrics, and if you guys want to fill in, it's fine. But in your case, it's also different. So can you tell more about how Finntroll lyrics are done and why they are done such a unusual way?
well, I've known Katla for many, many years before I joined the band. And I really liked how he makes the lyrics. And well, there was Not for the album. That's the only album that's not written by him. And for some reason, he gets away with a lot of this kind of really, really nice old Swedish, ways to put language. And I really liked it. And when I joined the band, I really wanted him to continue doing it.
And it's like Katla is very, very into like history, folklore, mythology, role playing, as in not sexual way. Well, I don't know.
We're table of role-playing games.
Well, maybe.
People make notes.
I don't want to
But
know.
yeah, I don't know, but still, he has. I think in some point he was thinking of going to university to actually read like folklore stuff, and he is so super knowledgeable about that, and he can as an lyricist. I'm not sure if that's the correct word, but he actually can produce the same same kind of stories you could read from like folklores or something,
exactly.
even though they are invented, but they sound like this could be it.
Yeah, this could be like a alternate history stuff.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's a very rare skill, and
Yeah, and I don't want to tap into that. You know, thing is, when
I've
we
seen
start,
Matias's lyrics for the other bands, and he's a great writer as well. He could easily make probably lyrics as well.
Yeah, but
they
it's
would
more
be a bit
modern and
different.
it's-
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm really like, you know, watching what's like happening around me right now.
Yeah.
And Kotla, he's going back into the olden days, and he's I don't know. But the thing is, when we start making an album, I usually contact him. I send him a couple of demos. We talk about the concept. We need this and this for this track, and he delivers. And I read through it. What I want to, because I really want to, read through everything that I can actually put my name to. And we go through this, and here I need this and this part, and we have this like back and forth kind of communication when it happens.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
This is also another thing related to this very topic, is that much like usually when a metal band comes from Finland, it's the lyrics are all like, oh, it's Finnish, and people are like, I want to learn a little bit Finnish through these lyrics and all, or then it's English, the international language, but Finntroll's leading language is Swedish.
Yep.
So it's not definitely for someone who is into Finnish history or whatever, like, I'm going to learn the language even though it's the official other language. But you are kind of a trilingual in the sense that you speak English, Swedish, Finnish.
Yep.
So for you, it must be easy to just go with the Swedish lyrics, which wouldn't be easy for me.
Definitely. Yeah.
But my question is, how different it is for you to sing in Swedish as opposed to, say, English or Finnish for that matter, since you do your roles in other bands?
Well, I really like Swedish because I think it's kind of like a melodic language.
Yeah.
And it sort of flows. And that's still, one of the reasons why we sing in Swedish in Finntroll, because I think it sort of, with the melodies, you can flow with it.
Yeah.
Finnish is a very like harsh language. It's got all these spikes and everything with the K's and the T's and the...
Okay,
it's really Finnish to put in the song is super hard. Like that to make it kind of like sound like one instrument.
Yeah.
Because of the...
Let's give people a little bit of a sample of this. Okay, say this in English, in Finnish and Swedish back to back. Finntroll is a metal band about trolls.
Finntroll on metal-bändi, joka kertoo peikoista.
And now in Swedish?
Finntroll är ett band som handlar om troll.
So as people can see, it's quite different. You get to do your stunts with the different languages. You get to change back to back. Obviously, I guess live speeches are different if you're talking to American audience as opposed to say in Nordic countries. Not to mention Finnish. How much you need to think things through when you're talking to different audience in different languages. You never get to make like inside jokes like I'm gonna take this one.
Oh my God! Yeah, because I never think
he
anything.
mixes languages very often. Okay, not very often, but it happens.
So here we go. But yeah, I really don't want to. Sometimes some bands they have really they learn the in between speeches.
Yeah.
They have this this and this song needs to have this.
Yeah.
And they have the same, from year and year over. They have the same jokes. I'm like, oh, come on. I don't want to think too much. It's like the heat of the moment.
Okay.
When it comes.
I think the Finnish shows are the hardest for you.
Yeah, the Finnish shows are they're terrible.
Especially if you play somewhere in, let's say, West Coast or somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's not sure if he should speak Finnish, Swedish, or English.
Yeah.
And then he gets all mixed up,
and all three really mix up everything. Yeah.
But also one of the reasons why we actually started, or Finntroll started, singing in Swedish was, as I mentioned before, we listened a lot of Norwegian black metal, and we thought it was so cool that they actually sing in Norwegian.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were like, hell yeah, that's fucking great. And when Katla and Somnium then, in their drunken evening after the bar, kind of formed the band or maybe not in the band, but made the Refighter song.
Yeah.
And they were like, at first Katla was thinking like, yeah, we're gonna sing in English. But then he was like, no, actually, all the other bands they are singing in Norwegian, and he's like suomenruotsalainen,
Swedish. Yeah.
Yep.
so he was like, no, I want to sing in Swedish. And then he realized that it's so much easier to write lyrics also in Swedish because it's his like mother language.
Yeah.
So that's also part why we kind of like went with Swedish.
Yeah.
And yeah, in Finland it sometimes backfires in a way. There's a lot of people who are like, yeah, I like Finntroll, but I cannot stand them because they sing in Swedish.
Yeah, there was a lot of these attitude problems. I remember in elementary school, like my lowest school whatever rating is the score again. It was Swedish.
Yeah.
Because I had too much attitude problem, which I obviously regret later on. But back in the day, yeah, Swedes. We had this kind of attitude, like much like people have, especially like Russians, given the war and all history and all. A lot of us had problems. Oh, Swedes. Oh, those people. And that then again can really
for
backfire.
those viewers, if you don't know, Swedish is mandatory in Finland, Finnish schools, and that's why everybody hates that.
Yeah, that's I guess that creates part of those attitude problems. Now, have you ever been confused as a Swedish band or even Norwegian band by foreigners who understand that this is a Finnish language?
Actually, not really.
Yeah.
We've always been a Finnish band. They confuse, that they think that we sing in Finnish.
Yeah,
A lot,
exactly. Yeah.
It's like a lot of bands, a lot of people you meet on the tours, they are like telling, yeah, I started learning Finnish because of you.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Because we sing in Swedish. That way around, but never the other way.
Okay. Yeah. Now, one question came from one of the very active Rauta follower who was like wanted to know that nowadays when you go to shows, there are going to be a lot of smartphones and cameras, and people are like basically massive field of screens.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that as an artist when you're ready to perform, do your thing, and you're not exactly seeing the lighters, going back and forth, but these screens and shit.
I don't think,
I really don't care on stage, basically. But if I go to the show, I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking take my phone out of my pocket because I want to see the show. I'm gonna take one photo or something.
Yep.
But I mean, on stage, I really don't care.
Yeah. I don't think it's never been an issue with us.
No.
People are still, they're not like checking Finntroll shows through the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got the audience is like they're hippies. They have this simpukapuheli.
Okay, yeah, foldable phones.
Yeah, foldable phones.
And I mean, like I love our fans because a lot of our fans are actually like living the moment.
Yeah.
Like we kind of like intended to it. Like, don't just come and of course you can come and listen to the show, but don't expect us to sound as it's in the album. We are not like, I don't know, Opeth or something. That's I'm not sure if that's a good example, but
one terrible example.
Okay, that's a terrible example. But there are these bands who actually sounds exactly like an album, and that's what they are like
striving for.
Yeah. And we are the opposite basically from that.
Yeah.
And a lot of our fans are there just to kind of like, I don't know, fucking motion dance and kind of like getting the vibe.
Yeah.
And that's something that also comes on stage.
Yeah.
Like whenever we have a crazy audience, we are just smiling on stage because it's so nice to see people like.
Yeah, and yesterday there was like stage diving and everything, and we don't care, Come up on stage, it's half of the audience on the stage. That's good.
Getting really crowded though.
But it's never been an issue with us. If they want to, have a clip or two, that's okay. But still, there's yesterday mosh pits. People were shouting. They were singing along. Everything. I didn't think about the phones.
Yesterday was great.
Yeah. Now talking about this, I guess, and I might know already the answer, but I want to still ask it. Is like okay, we're talking about a lot of lives and tours and all that stuff, but obviously you do record albums too, and without them there
We
wouldn't
do
be.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Every
Now-
once in
now-
10 years.
Now my question
Every
is,
decade.
what are your, if you gun pointing at your head,
Yeah.
what is more important to you as a musician, doing new songs and new albums or playing them live?
In Finntroll, definitely the live shows. Finntroll has always, in my opinion, been a live band. It's all about the gigs.
What about you, sir?
I'll go with Matthias on this. It's I think Finntroll has always been a live band as well.
Yeah.
It is very, very rewarding and good to write stuff for Finntroll, but it's also very, very difficult because we have this, in a way, mindset that it has to sound Finntroll, and finding that sound is super fucking hard for the new songs.
yeah.
You know, you can make a very, very good song, and then you're just like, it doesn't sound like Finntroll.
Yeah, exactly.
And you cannot say why it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know it, and there where Tundra is phenomenon. Like he can make anything sound like Finntroll, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Midas touch.
yeah, exactly. But basically, almost whatever he does or writes, and he should be doing that a lot more. But still, he sounds like fucking Finntroll, and it's weird. It's like, but I need to have same drinks as you or food or whatever. But he can make it sound Finntroll in a weird way.
The same letters.
Yeah.
From the doctor.
Yeah.
But still, finding the red thread to make a new Finntroll album, that's the hardest part. We can come up with a lot of riffs, a lot of melodies and stuff, but how to get these songs work together as an album, that's where it's
and not like we are trying to find a new gimmick for each album.
No.
But we kind of like to, we don't want to make Trollhorn over and over again. We kind of like want to reinvent us always again, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
I mean, we could do like bunch of Trollhorns, but it wouldn't feel right.
I'm always like talking about these like so-called icebreaker songs with Finntroll. That you have let's say 15 songs done, and these are not it's not working. This is like what's called like a silly salad.
Yeah.
Like
a mixed bag of candies.
Yeah, exactly. Mixed bag of candies.
Herring salad.
Herring
That
salad.
won't probably translate well. People go eat your herring salad. What the fuck? But I don't know. Then mixed bag of goodies. Like I don't want. I want these candies out of my bag, but these ones I'm gonna keep.
Exactly. And then this kind of like icebreaker song comes along, and then it everything opens up.
Yeah.
And this is how the album
kind of a connecting song in a way.
Exactly. This is how the album should sound, and then we go back and rewrite those existing candies that are.
So it's kind of like hub that connects
exactly.
this.
Yeah, we're dipping all the candies in chocolate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Finntroll, the chocolate band. Yeah, I get it.
And it can actually, like Matthias said, it can sometimes happen that we have, let's say 5 new songs already made, and we're kind of like, these are good. But then comes the one song that kind of like breaks all the 5.
Yeah.
And then you have to go back and kind of like redo the 5.
Exactly. That's why I call them icebreakers. They're the ones that, for example, on the Prejudice album, Att döda menestid, that was the icebreaker.
Okay.
That the song turned that album into, let's go back to the 90s, to Norway, to Old Covenant, to Old Troll, like the first Dimmu Borgir albums,
Like not exactly symphonic, but kind of a keyboard-driven, very atmospheric stuff and all.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, steering towards the end, before we go and all, obviously, let's go a little bit back in history and say, there must have been some moments, like maybe a certain album that is the most important for you personally in Finntroll discography. Could you pick one, like, say, people, you should really start with this one because it's personal to you or something?
Well, of course, the first album I did, Ur Djup, it's going to be a personal album, but for some reason, I've always liked the Niflheim album, 2010. Wait, did we release it in... No, we released it in 2010. And that was for me, really like high point with Finntroll. We got to tour in really like new places, open up, like stuff like Australia for us,
nice.
and we did a lot of South America on that tour. We did, I don't know, the whole world with that. And that album, in my opinion, that's where, that's
All right.
gonna be my all-time favorite, probably ever.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you? I know it's hard to pick one of the kids to be the favorite, but
Well, the first one was, which I played myself, was Snotfed. But I don't know why Blood Sweat album has kind of like have soft, even though I think half of the album is shit, but it also has really good moments. In a weird way. I kind of like the black and roll feeling that the album has in a lot of songs.
It was like a crossing point, kind of like because we stopped touring with these folk metal bands. We turned into, for example, we did
oddball.
Yeah, exactly. And we did tours with Samael and Rotting Christ and.
But that was one of the best tours. I mean, like we were actually asked, like, okay, you guys gonna have a tour, you're gonna headline. What bands do you want to support us? And we were like, any bands? And they were like, yeah, well, we can try. Just any bands. And we came with the bands that we would like to actually play. Yeah. Okay. And it was a weird package. It was like Rotting Christ, Samael, us, Metzetel.
Yeah.
And was there somebody
Yeah,
else?
there was this from the Maldives.
Oh, yeah. They were addition, but they were very
they were
good
later
addition.
on added, but
yeah, that kind of a
But yeah, and
odd combo, except for Metzetel, which I think.
And on that tour, a lot of fans were complaining, like, this is a weird, like
you should have more
combo.
folk metal, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
were used to these like Heidenfest pagan festivals that were going on, and we were actually trying to get away from those tours.
Okay.
And we were like, no, I mean, like, open your minds. Like I always say, like like if you're a fan of Finntroll, don't say you're not. Like you might also like Samael, for example, or the other ways around.
Yeah.
Especially Samael fans were kind of like, Finntroll. They are, like they get drunk and play fucking bagpipes on stage.
Yeah.
And a lot of Samael fans were surprised after our show. They're like, oh, they are not that drunk and they don't have bagpipes on the stage, like, what the fuck?
Once again, these kind of a prejudice.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm going to just go with the show and show that I'm not going to like it. And I'm like, but I actually liked it. Is it
Exactly.
wrong?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, going back to the question, Bootswept, yes, in a way, is like, I don't know, there is something I like that album very much in a weird way.
Yeah. But we changed a lot in dynamics within the band.
But also,
on that album.
I've been trying to tell the guys and getting very bad feedback. So for now, but I would love to do something small like this from Sluted again.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah. It's
but somebody's always against it so strongly, or like we should just fucking do it, or try to do something. But it's a weird album, but it gives so much different view of Finntroll than the other albums.
Yeah. Well, at home, I never put on, never my own bands ever, except Visor om slutet. That is an album that I sometimes really want to listen to.
Or is the EP basically, or
what?
Is it the EP basically?
Well, yeah, people call it an EP, but still.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, but
now, to give some maybe new fans, maybe who are now finding about this band, okay, I'm gonna check it out. Mention one song that they should start with.
Oh shit!
I know it's an annoying question, but just one song to start with.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a very, very, very weird song. I hated when we recorded it, but now it's grown on me. Now it's one of the funniest songs to play on live, and I would say Skogsdotter.
Why?
It has a weird mix of fucking everything. It has banjos, it has punk, it also has a little bit of black death metalish parts. Okay, the folky part is a bit bit
In the
up there.
beginning, it's a little bit, but then it goes into this weird. There's also a little bit of disco in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird bag of tunes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go with Skogsdotter or if you want folkier, Ylaren is pretty
Ylaren.
like Finntroll folk.
Yeah, I was actually going to say Ylaren.
Okay, now you get to mention something else then. Sorry,
Yeah,
that was
oh,
taken
okay.
away. So what's one song for new fans to start?
Well, from the new album, Att döda medelsten, the Icebreaker song.
Why? Because it's Icebreaker.
No, that's because it speaks to me in this kind of 90s, what I listened to, like 98, 97.
It's a weird song. It's so simple.
Yeah, it's a simple song.
Like, it's very straightforward.
Yeah,
like,
it's got all these kind of like troll, old Covenant vibes that I really like with Finntroll, and one of my favorite songs to play.
All right. Now, pretty much the final question. I know no certain questions are never the final ones, but let's try it. Future plans for coming months with Finntroll. What the fans can expect to happen, say, late 25 or for the first half of 26 or something like that? What kind of plans do you have?
Touring.
Where?
All over Europe. All over Europe.
we're gonna-
How many shows are there?
28, was it?
Yeah, 28 shows.
We're gonna do there's gonna be rekindle of Heidenfest tours in Europe, which we did back in the 2010 or whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on tour with Korpiklaani and what about the other bands? I always forget it. Trollfest and what's the other?
The guys from
pirate
Holland.
Well, people will look it up.
Heidefolk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then third band.
Old Woods.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, touring on the beginning of 2026. 1 month in with Korpiklaani. Then we have a lot of festival shows for next year. And there might be something planned on the end of the year, but there are only rumors, so I can't elaborate on those.
Of course.
But they would be touring, but I cannot say the area yet. And 2025, end of the 2025, fucking nothing. This was the last show.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
you.
gonna for Finntroll.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay, fans obviously want to know. So when can we get a new record? Do you have any kind of a rough sketch in your head? Like no.
There's no schedule. There is a couple of rough demos done, mostly by Tundra, I guess. But no, there hasn't been any discussion yet about new album. We haven't planned anything. Let's make a new album for 2027 or anything. And that's how it goes with Finntroll. I mean, like, we might come albums with, I don't know, every 4 years, or it might take fucking 10 years.
Yeah. Or it might next month we start.
And
don't know.
it's basically because it's like we're in an oddball in a way that we are scattered. Katla is, doing lyrics, but he's not in a band like daily basis.
Yeah.
Same with Trollhorn, and we are touring, and there is so many moving parts. Stars has to align, and all of a sudden we are making a new album, and we're like, oh shit, it's happening.
Yeah. Thanks for notifying me. All right. So the very last thing. Now people want to get be updated about the stuff. Which is the main source for Finntroll information?
Oof.
What do you update the most?
The local pub, I don't know.
I think Instagram. You've been quite active in this.
Well, for Instagram or trollhorn.com, I don't know. That's the shows at least.
And I do run Finntroll official Discord channel.
Yeah, exactly. Discord channel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very modern thing.
But I don't have the channel link or QR code here.
Yeah,
well,
but
I can, for example, send it for you
send
or
it
something.
to me and I can include
And
it in the
you
box.
search for Trollhorn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create. We used to. Okay, this is gonna be a bit longer answer. Sorry about that. We used to have a really good web page back in the early 2000s.
Oh, the message board, the troll board.
Yeah, exactly. The forum.
Yeah.
And I love the community over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had the troll board meetings and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Before shows.
So we I created this official, unofficial. In a way, I'm the only one kind of active there. Discord channel for where I would kind of like try to in a way rekindle this community feel that we had on the
Trollhorn.
forums back in the days.
Yep.
And there is actually a lot of people from those old forums.
Okay.
And we talk about shows. They can ask basically. There's a channel where I answer when I have time about ask straight from the band. If you want, or we announce, or I try to announce pretty much all the shows there. I've been a bit lazy now for a couple of months, or actually busy with work. But yeah, come there. I'll keep the link or whatever.
You can link it into the description box.
Exactly. Yeah, check it out. I try to build a community over there. Just like low key, let's talk bullshit about them.
Oh, that's very good. That's also very modern. So now while these trolls might be about history and folklore and stuff, they're also very 2025. So people who are very much into learning more about the bands, who want to ask questions and know about the shows, now you know what to do. There should be links in the description box once this interview is out. And still wanting to remind you, post something about the band and you have the chance to win. Now I will thank you, these guys. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. And now people, do what you must, meaning start listening to the albums, and when you get to see the band on stage, it's going to be very, very interesting, very energetic. It's a live band with capital letters. So do yourself a favor, give them a chance, and hope you enjoy. This is Rauta, this is Viking Line setting, this is Finntroll. Now off you go and stay metal. Jes, kiitoksia.
Oi vitsi, kiitoksia.
Tulipas pitkä, mutta oli hyvä.
No siis niinku tää on tämmöstä, kun menee ja myös salletaan niinku vähän.
Joo, ei se on mieluummin pidempiä vastauksia kuin semmoisia typistytyksiä. Tykkäätkö sitä livenä?
Ei.